What's up? What's up? What's up? Alright, so today's topic I'm going to be going over is one of your favorites, food. That's right. So I just want to go over the basics of having food, how it all works, and all that jazz. So first off, a meal plan. So whenever you move on campus and you become a on-campus resident, that means you live in a dorm or an apartment that's on campus, I think it's required that you have to get a meal plan. What is a meal plan, you might ask? Well, a meal plan is having swipes per week. So you swipe in and then you go eat at the cafeteria, or the whatever you want to call it. You get a certain amount of swipes per week. Of course, the more swipes you ask for, the more money it's going to be. I only have 12 swipes for the week because I know that sometimes I don't wake up for breakfast. Sometimes I might go get dinner with my friends, so I don't always eat at the caf. So I got 12 swipes a week. But if you eat 3 times a day for 7 days a week and you always eat at the caf, you're probably going to need the bigger amount, which is 19 plus swipes a week. There's somewhere in between. There's like 12, 14, 16, and 19 or something like that. So yeah, you can have that if you move on campus. If you live off campus, they also have swipes for you as well. I don't know how that works though, living off campus and having swipes. I don't know how many you can get. Or you could just not have a meal plan altogether, and that's where you don't have access into the cafeteria at all unless you pay real money. I suggest getting a meal plan at least your first and second year. Like anytime you're on campus, getting a meal plan, just because for your first year you probably won't have time to figure out how to cook if you don't know how to cook. Or if you're living in a dorm, like you probably only have one kitchen to use out of the whole building. So I suggest having a meal plan just because it gives you, someone that's already cooking for you. They already know what you have, and they have all these options available. The meals they offer are pretty good sometimes they're not, so you have to take your chances. But they offer a lot of stuff. Like, not only do they have whole milk, they have 2% milk, 1% milk, skim milk, they have silk milk, cashew milk, almond milk, they have all the milks you can think of. They have cereals, like 5 or 6 different cereals. They try to accommodate for vegetarians and vegans as well as regular people. So I'm not saying they aren't regular people, but they're not. So yeah, that's what the CAF typically has to offer. This may be different at different schools. Snacks. So you should always have snacks in your room. There will be times when you're in your room starving. I remember sometimes when I didn't have snacks and I was eating straight peanut butter out of a jar because I was so hungry. I'm not the only one to do that, so don't judge me. But always have snacks in your room. Try to get some healthy snacks, so like the cheesy chips and popcorn and all that. I wouldn't really suggest that. That's just, junk food. I try getting like healthy snacks, like maybe some pretzels and peanut butter, or having some fruit if you can get some. For me, I don't really have any snacks right now. I have some breakfast in here because I know on the weekends I don't get up and go to the caf for breakfast. So I have some cereal and I have some oatmeal. I have hot tea in here. Just always have some type of snacks that you have at night. Try not to eat them all in one night either. Like, space it out. And if you can get somebody to buy you snacks, or somebody offers to like, oh, let me, buy you a whole bunch of stuff before you go off to college, take advantage of that. Take advantage of it. Get granola bars, just little snacks you could have that you could probably take throughout the day or at night as well. So yeah, snacks in your room. Another thing to have in your room, just have a couple like canned dinners or some ramen noodles or something. So like one time the water went out in the whole city, so they couldn't open up the cafeteria for us because they didn't have any like fresh running water. So it's always good to have backup meals just in case. So I had ravioli in a can. I had some ramen noodles. So if you have, bottled water, heat it up, ramen noodles, you got ramen noodles. Or, you got your stuff in a can. It's always a good backup meal just in case like the power goes out or the water goes out or something happens into where you can't eat at the cafeteria or you can't go out and get something. Always have a backup meal in your room. So yeah, I got canned stuff over there. I have oatmeal for breakfast. So I'm pretty much good. If anything were to happen, I'll be good for a couple days. The school has a pantry. So if you can't really afford getting snacks, not even so much snacks, but if you don't have a meal plan and you can't afford real meals, there's a pantry at LSU that they have, and you're allowed to swipe in there I think 3 times a week, and you can pick up a few items if you're just struggling with, you know, trying to buy things, you know, with money wise. If you don't have enough money, it's always good to donate some stuff to there. I have a lot of stuff that I don't eat that I'm probably going to donate to them soon, just for the kids on campus that don't have enough money to go, you know, and get something. So if you have a meal plan on campus, you also get something that are called points. So at Southern, they're called Jag Bucks because we're the Jaguars. And then here at LSU, they're called Paw Points because we're the Tigers. So that is like equivalent to money. So if since I have the 12 meals a week, they give me money for the other meals that I don't eat there. So those points can buy food at the Union, like the Chick-fil-A and the Smoothie Kings and Starbucks and all that. It can buy all that. Or we have baby stores you can go to. I probably mentioned this before, where they have different snacks in there if you want to buy that. They have snacks, they have drinks, they have like miniature pizzas, they have toiletries, so like laundry detergent, they have tissue, they have toothbrushes, razors, just all types of stuff that you can buy with these little points. And you have so many per semester that you can use. So yeah, those are the points that you may get. Like I said, I don't know how all schools work, but since I attended Southern and LSU, they seem to work the same way with the points. So that's good. Holes in the wall. I want to talk about this. So when you're on campus, when you live near campus, you're always going to hear about these spots that are like, man, have you ever been here? Have you ever been there? And it's like, nah, it could be a little crack in the wall, like the smallest little building in the city, but they probably got the best food. So always, a word of advice, like take the time to explore what's like near campus. At Southern, it was Chicken Shack. I ain't never been to Chicken Shack, but Chicken Shack was the place. Like that's where everybody went to get their chicken. Chicken Shack. There's something called the Blue Store. Just they got the local hookups and some good food. Over here, they got Chimes. They got Insomnia, which is a cookie place. They got there's lots of little Asian restaurants over there. You just gotta walk around. Like they're literally right next to campus. And they have the best food. I went to some place called Zippy's. Real good Mexican food. I just went there, I think, yesterday. Real good Mexican food. I never heard of it before. But yeah, just talk around with people that's been there or that possibly live in the city that you're going to school in, and find out those little holes in the walls, that have the really good food, so you can get the local hookup. Because you don't want to miss out on no good food or good deals. So yeah, I suggest doing that. Fast food. Okay, so I did touch a little bit on Paw Points earlier. How I could buy you fast food and stuff like that. Since you are, so as a child or as a person that lives with their parents, you don't really get fast food that often. And so when you get to college and you get your own money, you kind of wild out and just buy fast food all the time because now you have access to it. I don't suggest doing this. I suggest setting a limit for yourself. Just because at one point, like I was eating fast food like 3-4 times a week, and that's the fastest way to gain weight. Not only to gain weight, but you're not keeping up good health at all. So I would say try to limit yourself when you get to college and don't wild out. Maybe do fast food like 2 times a week or once a week if you can. The only reason I go is sometimes I can't make it to the calf in time before they close for the night. So I have to get fast food because that's my only other option. If you can avoid fast food though, that would be great. So if you go to Walmart and buy like little TV dinners or some bread, some jelly, some peanut butter, And instead of for lunch, you know, if you can't make it to the caf, instead of getting that Chick-fil-A sandwich at Chick-fil-A, I know it sounds good, just make you a couple PB&J sandwiches to hold you over. One, it saves money, and two, you won't get fat as fast, because a lot of people get to college and they get big, and you think, you know, you might have a good metabolism now, but it will catch up to you. Like, you'll start to see it. And one, you know, you're gonna try to hit the gym, but it's gonna be too late. So try to limit yourself on the fast food, especially when you first start off in college. You're gonna be so hungry sometimes to the point where you're gonna like literally be begging people for food. Try not to be this person, because one, this makes you look really desperate, and two, you're using that person's food. Like, the food they have saved for a rainy day, like, you're eating it. Like, sometimes they probably don't really want to give it to you, but they probably will to be nice. Don't be that person asking for food from people. Don't be that person begging for money to buy something from the vending machine. Like, if you know you're going to be hungry, you need to save your money and buy some stuff. Like, you need to be prepared. You always need to have something. Like, it's cool to be like, hey man, you got a bag of popcorn. Cool, I do that once in a while. You got a bag of chips I can have, or you got a bag of popcorn or granola bar or something. But I don't do it all the time. That just makes you seem like you're just like using people for their food. So try to have your own food. Another thing, if you're gonna have guests over a lot of guests like to come over and eat your food. Like my friend Brandon, every time he comes over, he like steals my snacks. So always try to just make sure you have your stuff in stock if you're that type of person to have people over. If not, you know, hide your food before your friends come over, because they will take it. But if you do have people come over, it's always good to have like a bottle of water or something. Be like, hey, can I get you a water? Can I get you a Gatorade? Or something like that. So always have like water around at least to offer them. But like snacks and stuff, food and stuff, if they're like your best friends and like snatching stuff, hide it, because they will take everything. Also, looping in water. So you should always have water in your room. My first and second year, I was really good about this. I buy cases of water and just have them under my bed. But then eventually I stopped, because bringing a case of water from, you know, the bottom floor all the way up to the third floor, that wasn't really fun. So eventually I stopped. But I'm really trying to start back again. I was like, no, I'm gonna just use the water fountain out in the hallway. But like, when the water went out in the whole city, where was I gonna get my water from? I need a water bottle. So it's always great to buy a case of water bottles. You don't have to buy one all the time, just because I like, you know, saving the planet and all that. You don't have to like buy them in bulk mass, but always have water in your room. If you don't like the whole struggling with the case of water, trying to get it out your car and all that, I suggest buying one case and reusing those water bottles as well, so you won't have to keep going to the store and buying new ones. Or when you get to campus, they're gonna give you so many water bottles. Like, they give out water bottles and t-shirts, like they got an abundant supply. So I've given away so many water bottles, but I have a lot. So I'm gonna show y'all some. I have this one I just got this year. I bought this one for like $3. I got this one for my birthday. I got this one this year. And I got this one last year, and I still haven't even used that one. So this is just a collection I have, and I've given away some as well. But always have like these refillable water bottles. They're always great to have, especially like if you're going to the gym or something. But they're just always great to have. It's a great way to keep yourself hydrated as well. So that's another thing. When walking around campus, especially if you go to school in Louisiana or, you know, somewhere down south where it's always hot, you always want to stay hydrated. People pass out all the time because they move down here or they move to a place they've never been and they don't stay hydrated. So having one of these refillable water bottles is very helpful. You just need to fill it up, even if you don't even if you don't like drinking water, like you need to, that's something you need to get in the habit of. So you drink your water and then you get a backpack with a little net on the side like this. So yeah, a little net to hold your water bottle in, and just fill it up with water in the morning, and you have it in case like you're thirsty. You always need to stay hydrated. Hydrate. Because you're going to be walking around campus. You know, you never probably walked this much in your life, and probably won't ever walk this much in your life. Walking back and forth to class, it gets hot. And even when it's not hot, it gets cold. And you always need to stay hydrated. So I'm really bad about drinking water, but I try to keep up with it now. As you're supposed to take your weight and divide it by 2, and that's how many ounces you're supposed to have. So I'm supposed to have about 3.5 bottles of water, according to the ounces. Since I'm really bad about drinking water, I try to drink a bottle or 2 a day. I know that's not enough, but it's a good start, seeing that I used to just hate water. Sometimes I would link up and do challenges with my friends. So I would be like, yeah, we're gonna do 2 to 3 bottles a day, you know, for a week, or for as long as we can. So having someone like account for that is always good. Having someone account for drinking water is great. So you need to be drinking water sometime throughout the day. A good way to do this is, I know when I go to the cafeteria, they're gonna have sodas, they're gonna have juices, they're gonna have milk as options. Don't even drink it. Just get your food, eat your food. If the food's hot, if the food's spicy, get you some water. If you're thirsty throughout the day, anytime you're thirsty, drink some water. Like, that's how I do it. I cut out all the sodas, all the juices, and I just drink water. Sometimes milk when I have my breakfast, or orange juice or something. But whenever you're thirsty, drink water. You should always be drinking water. I can't stress this enough. I don't want anybody to end up in the hospital for not drinking water. So having a refillable water bottle is good to just slip in your backpack, slip out, sip on it, take it back. You can get an app on your phone that reminds you to drink water, or you can just put reminders on your phone yourself to drink water. But please, please, please stay hydrated. You do not want to end up in the hospital because you don't drink enough water. And you're probably wondering, how do I know if I drink enough water? If your pee is clear, you drink enough water. Or if it's close to being clear, you're drinking enough water. So that's exactly what you're doing. If you have dark urine, that means you're intaking a lot of salt, a lot of sugar, not enough water at all. And also the smell. If the smell is real strong, that means you're not drinking enough water. So the closer your urine is to clear, the better. Can't stress that enough. But that's all I have on food for today. Food/water. So yeah, I will see you guys next time with another video on college stuff. That's a wrap.